guys, what's up? It's your girl Misschampagneb, and I'm back with another episode of How to Get Away with Murder? What am I doing here? What is happening? What day is this? Oh, mama. We're gonna light some shit on fire today. Hey you guys, it's your girl Misschampagneb, and you're back with another episode of Diary of a Mad Black Bartender, where I'm not mad as in angry, but I'm mad as in crazy about these cocktails. If this is your first time joining me, hello, welcome to my blue abode. Hi, happy new year. This is the first video of 2022. I've been telling people we've been trying to be more intentional, more focused about our time, but we'll see how that shit goes. Y'all know how I be sometimes. If you're somebody who has watched me before and you're back, hello, welcome back. Y'all keep rocking with me. Thank you. Because I appreciate you guys all day. No ham and cheese. If you have some time, subscribe, comment, like. Let me know what you would like to see so I can start putting that on the list. I wrote out my list for the year, but I am open to changing some things. And some things you do have to change a little bit, which I don't mind. But, that's life, right? With change, life is change. Change is life. Is that a saying? If not, can I make that a saying? Change is life. Life is change. All the things we do, they ain't never the same. Because I'm out here working hard all day, getting my stuff, getting my grind going really hard, trying to be successful. But what can I do? What would you do if it was up to you? So again, thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to have an interesting class though. We're going to talk about smoking items at home. So over the course of the of my videos, I'm going to try these 2 to 3 different ways to see which one is the best. Because the thing about bartenders are also like baby scientists, because they try different things to come up with what's the best way for this food to taste better doing these certain methods and practices. So science has never really been like my biggest thing, but I'm starting to get into it a little bit more. I just have to keep reading it repeatedly over and over. Just like most things, you got to study most things, right? You don't just get better. If something is foreign to you, you don't get better just automatically. You have to take time and get better at it. So that's one of the things I'm doing. I'm very excited about that. Very pumped about that. If you don't know what it means to smoke a cocktail, that's basically that you're going to use a product or a piece of wood or something, light it on fire basically. The smoke rises and you want that smoke, the elements in that smoke to be imbued into your cocktail. So when you smoke a cocktail, obvious thing you're going to pick up is the smoke, right? Because it's smoky. Something smoky is good, and hearty is warm. But the other thing about burning products is, depending on where they're from or where they were grown, you're also getting some of the background elements that are hitting in that environment. So maybe there's like a vanilla taste to it. Maybe there's like a cherry taste to it. It also determines what you're burning. So people have like cherry wood, oak, all kinds of type of woods for you to smoke. Make sure that that is a good wood that will smoke. Make sure that it's something, and make sure like when you're doing this in a safe environment, and it's you're careful because you are dealing with flames and fire with that. If your hair is flammable, your makeup is flammable, it'll set your whole shit on fire. We're not looking to set the alcohol on fire. We only want the alcohol to catch the smoke, so that smoke can put in some of those good, tasty, savory notes into your spirit. So we're going to focus on an old fashioned today, and we are going to smoke an old fashioned. So this recipe is just like nothing too real put together. We'll cover old fashioned more in depth when we go through the whiskey phase. But basically, an old fashioned was one of the eldest cocktails you'll hear about. Back in the day when they were making spirits, you didn't really have like a lot of mixers and orange juice. People didn't realize what they were, that you could put vodka with orange juice and that shit would bang. Like nobody really knew that. You were just drinking liquor. But at the time, you also didn't have ice. Like ice was not readily, easily available to everyone all over the place. People were shipping like huge amounts of ice, huge blocks of ice. And it might take you weeks till you get ice. So people were looking for ways to make these spirits more palatable. One way was the old fashioned. With the old fashioned, very simple recipe, the simplest cocktail recipe you will ever have. We won't do all the things that goes into it, like the garnishes, but we'll do the basic stuff. But with your old fashioned, what they did back then was they did a whiskey or a bourbon. Some people would say preferably a rye bourbon. They did a sugar cube, a cube of sugar. They did bitters, and then they mixed it up and then served it like that. Or some people put water or a little soda water in to help cut down the edge of the whiskey. So a really basic drink. It's just a way for you to enjoy whiskey, because with whiskey, it's such a complex spirit that there are different things that you can do to release the natural flavors that are held inside of whiskey. So when we talk about whiskey production and more about whiskey stuff down the line, we'll cover more about that. But just to give you a little edge up, whiskeys are, they can be intricate. Scotch whiskeys, intricate, like just beautiful things for you to take. Beautiful things for you to take. So what do you need to smoke a cocktail? First things first, I got me a plate, a basic plate that I really don't, I don't care if something happens to, but if something did happen to it, I'd be kind of sad because I don't want to pay money for plates right now. You want wood. So this is a piece of wood throughout my wood kit. You have cherry, you have red oak, you have all kinds. So this is, you could buy a smoker kit online. So I just had extra wood for some of my smoker kits. Or if you're a wood collector, you can find your own type of wood that you can use. But whatever wood that you get though, you want to make sure that it's untreated and that it's unfinished, because you do not want to be infusing the chemicals into your cocktail. So it needs to be fresh, natural, untreated, unfinished wood. Your glass. You want to make sure your glass fits over it as much as possible. Make sure your glass fits into it as much as possible. And then you want to have your lighter. What do you need to make an old fashioned? I'll tell you. You need a sugar cube or simple syrup. You guys see the simple syrup that I make that lasts forever and ever and ever. Bitters. I've got me some orange bitters because that's what I have available. But bitters come in all type of flavors. You can get you the aromatic bitters. You can do some orange bitters. People make all kinds of bitters, so find a bitter that's right for you. But if this is your first time ever making an old fashioned, I would stick to some aromatic bitters. Those are the ones that you get from Angostura. And for some reason, Angostura bottles, they never fit. Like, what is if anyone can tell me why these never fit on properly, please, please, please let me know. You need a whiskey. You need a whiskey, preferably rye if you have it, or this is actually a Kentucky straight bourbon, handmade. In order for it to be a Kentucky straight bourbon, it has to follow certain type of rules for Kentucky bourbon. One of the things is it has to be bottled in the United States. You cannot make Kentucky straight bourbon anywhere else in the world. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. So, and we'll cover more about whiskey because there's certain age requirements that you have to cover in order for it to be a Tennessee whiskey or a Kentucky straight bourbon. So, but we're going to use this because this is what we have here. And here's a cool tutorial. So right now you have Maker's Mark. This has whiskey it spells whiskey with a Y. Now, technically, depending on where you're located, there's certain countries that makes whiskey. So Scotland, Ireland, United States, Canada, and Japan. Like, these are the places that are the largest, most known exporters of whiskey. And how they spell their whiskey, they spell whiskey two different ways. So you'll see people spelling whiskey a different way here in the United States versus people in Canada and other places. Here is a cool rule of thumb to determine how a country spells whiskey. Sometimes you'll see people spell whiskey with an E or without an E, as you see right here in Maker's Mark. If that country has an E in the name of it, there's probably an E in the whiskey. All right, so go look at your Jack Daniels, your Bullet Bourbon, and compare it against your other whiskeys like Canada whiskey, which is a Crown Royal. It misses an E. Now, there are some exceptions to the rule. Some of these whiskeys, if they were started by someone in another country, they brought that whiskey making process over here to the United States, and they were allowed to keep, and they stuck to the original spelling of whiskey, which is without E. So you're going to see some that don't really fit that rule of thumb. But for an easy rule of thumb for your broad whiskeys, if it has an E in the name of that country, there's probably an E in the word whiskey. If there is no E in the name of that country, there's probably no E in the word whiskey. So the more you know. We've got ice. You definitely want your old fashioned to be chilled, like come the fudge on. Like, why not? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Finally, we got our mixer glass because this is what we chill it in. Bar spoon. I'm still learning how to do all kinds of tricks with it. You have your strainer because we're going to strain. We're going to put the strainer on top of the glass. We're going to strain out our old fashioned. We have ice tongs. Not that we need it. It's because I like to be fancy sometimes. If we were in a kitchen, I would first recommend that while you're talking about everything, try to have your glass chilled. Some people will chill this. Some people will chill this. Some people won't chill other, but we're going to actually just use this to mix. So I'm not too super prepped about it being chilled, but I like to keep my mixer glasses in the freezer so that they stay cold. This one actually just came out the washer and I was like, ooh, can I make a video? But if they stay in the refrigerator, they just stay cold the whole time. So, you know, if you stay ready, y'all know what it is. So we got that to the side. First, let's focus on, we need a rocks glass. I don't know if I said, you need your rocks glass because what is a delicious old fashioned if it is not in a rocks glass? It is not in a delicious old fashioned at that point. Liquor snob. We're gonna take our wood and we're gonna light it. Light it real good. Make sure it catches on fire because that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to catch on fire. And then you could blow it out, which is what I would recommend. And then hurry and put your glass on top. And as you see, it's gonna start catching that smoke in there. I hope you guys can see it. So while that's getting all nice and smoky, we're going to do our old fashioned, get our old fashioned together. 1 ice cube. You don't need a super lot of simple syrup. Too much simple syrup just take away from, you know, the taste. Finally, we're going to add a couple dashes of your bitters. Then we mix. And the goal of mixing, and I'm going to put another, I didn't realize how big that was. I'm going to put in another block of ice because I want it to chill. There we go. I like to hear that sound. When I hear that sound, I'm like, yes. And the goal of this is to help it dilute and also super chill it. Some people don't like it this diluted, but I was watching one of a couple professionals, and they take a moment to dilute. So now we come back to our glass. Now you guys gotta pay attention to it, because once I lift it up, it's a time clock. As soon as I pull this up, you're gonna see a big whoosh of smoke. So it's very important that I pour as soon as possible for that to hurry up hit. So this is one way for you to smoke things easily at your house. 1, 2, 3. Hope you guys saw it, because I could definitely smell it in here. You could definitely smell this in the glass. That is good. It smells like it's like oaky, woody. Like it's in there. Let's taste it. Oh yeah. Very oaky, very woody, very good, very warm, spices. I'm not trying to get too lit right now. Maybe so. I mean, it's been a hard day. What is it, like 2 o'clock? So yeah, that's a quick and easy way for you to smoke a cocktail at your house without having to spend the amount of money on equipment that's necessary. Let me know your favorite smoked cocktails. We'll play with this more as time goes on, as time continues. We're going to get bigger. We're going to be better. We're going to be the best home bartenders that have ever did it. Yes, right? Thank you again for watching me, you guys. If you like this, please support me. The easiest way to support me is subscribe. Thank you. Happy New Year's. I hope you have a great day. I hope everything goes your way. And if you need any help, let me know. Be safe, be sound, be loved.